September 11th started as a normal day in New York City. Men and women went to work, children went to school, and it could easily have been a regular morning similar to the day before. No one had any idea of the terror that would happen. The North Tower was the first to be attacked by terrorists. Then the South Tower was hit. Though many people escaped the Twin Towers, many more were trapped, killed by the cruel acts of Al-Qaeda. However, that was just the beginning of a huge conflict between the US and terrorism. Today, Americans mourn over the loss of the brave first responders, young and old. Survivors protested when they received medals. They said that the real heroes died that day, and they just did what they could. Americans realized that and recognize those real heroes every September 11th. However, the anger of 9/11 was not unprovoked. It all started in the Middle East.
The majority of the American people did not know of the tension between America and the Middle East. Before September 11th, the Muslim extremists were mad at America because of different religious beliefs. This triggered a kind of chain reaction that eventually caused the attacks. The Middle East population consists of mainly Muslims and Israelis, both who are very strong in their religious beliefs. Founded in 1948, Israel was populated mainly by people of Jewish faith. A war started between the Israelis and the Muslim extremists, and the US decided to support Israel. Saddam Hussein played a major part in the events leading up to September 11th, 2001. He spent Iraq's money on weapons and palaces. He killed anybody who opposed him. During his cruel reign, many Iraqis were mad and willing to do anything for money and food. This made them perfect terrorist candidates. In the 1990s, the American government persuaded the United Kingdom to stop trade with Iraq in hopes that Iraq's dictator, Saddam Hussein, would give up dangerous chemical weapons. Nothing pivotal happened, but many Iraqis died because of the scarcity in supplies usually bought from other countries. In the late 1990s, Americans thought the conflicts with the Muslim extremists were over. But a secret organization called Al-Qaeda had already been created and was getting more powerful. Its leader, Muslim extremist Osama bin Laden, was devoted to attacking Israel and America. Bin Laden was rich and used his wealth to buy weapons and create a terrorist network. He created training camps for criminals in the Middle East and Africa. Al-Qaeda was definitely organizing something big.
The attacks of 9/11 took a lot of careful planning. The first step of this major operation took place in Boston, Massachusetts. Several Al-Qaeda terrorists boarded planes at Logan International Airport and took off for Los Angeles, California. Mohammed Atta and 4 others took over American Flight 11 using mace and a stewardess's cart as a battering ram. At 8:15, the terrorists succeeded in taking control of American Flight 11 and banked a sharp turn, setting the passenger jet on a course for New York City. At 8:45 a.m., 5 hijackers had also taken control of United Flight 175 and steered it toward the World Trade Center. Around that time, Flight 11 hit the North Tower. Footage of the burning tower showed up on most U.S. news channels. Some of the reporters there caught the sight of the South Tower as it was hit by Flight 175, carrying its passengers and crew consisting of 65 people. It was then that people realized the first hit was not an accident. President Bush, while at a school, was immediately alerted about the attacks and took action.
Firefighters were sent to the scene and immediately began rescue efforts. Almost no one made it out after the towers collapsed. Some died instantly. Others had time to feel the pain and try to ask for help. Just let my wife and kids know that I love them. This was heard over firefighter captain John J. Jonas's radio as he was trying to get out from under the North Tower. Under his command, his crew saved a woman and others who were trapped. But they were among the few who survived. Colonel Philip McNair and Lieutenant Colonel Victor Correa were just 2 of the brave men who helped save many lives after the airplane crash at the Pentagon.
At about 9:12 a.m., news was received that a 3rd plane had been hijacked. American Airlines Flight 77 was realigned straight for Washington, D.C. At 9:40, the huge plane hit the Pentagon. The Federal Aviation Authority ordered that all America-bound planes be grounded. However, United Flight 93 did not go down. Terrorists were also at the controls of this flight and turned it straight for Washington, D.C. Even today, we don't know what building Al-Qaeda was targeting, but historians believe that the targeted building was either the Capitol or the White House. The brave passengers of Flight 93 wrestled with the hijackers and eventually took the plane back from the terrorists, but having no piloting experience, they crashed in an open field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The U.S. was in complete shock. Even though many brave and innocent people had died, America could not just mourn their loss. Something had to be done.
At the time of the attacks, the reaction at airports was extreme. Security became very hard to get through. The security guards were very suspicious of people of Arab descent. They started searching passengers and their bags more often. Many things were added to the restricted items list. Snow globes and other liquids over 3 ounces were not allowed. Even nail clippers and knitting needles were prohibited. All these things are cautionary measures to ensure passenger safety. Though it is an inconvenience, Americans are okay with these sacrifices to make sure the attacks of September 11th never happen again.
It is so much harder to go through airport security now. America may wonder if the Transportation Security Administration may go back on its harsh searches and restrictions. For now, there are no concrete plans to lighten up on any security measures, but new kinds of airport scanners are getting put into some airports that are more accurate while being less revealing and may help the argument against increased security. But even though many may object to these safety measures, they are still keeping Americans safe.
Due to the attacks of September 11th, there have been many changes in American society. With the war still raging, Americans continue to move forward. This tragic event has not been forgotten. All U.S. citizens remember how America was attacked by terrorists. The sound of the Twin Towers as they rumble to the ground is still ringing in the ears of American mourners. The shouts of the victims still reverberate at Ground Zero. Many lives were lost that day. America was shocked and upset. A war was waged on terrorism, and security at airports was tight. Some felt safer knowing that soldiers were keeping the terrorists at bay. Now the chain of events caused by September 11th is coming to an end. The war might soon be over and America will finally rest. One thing's for sure, the attacks of September 11th will never be forgotten.